everybody, and welcome back to another video from HSTV. And in today's video, as requested by you guys from the YouTube community posts, we will be looking at how to revise at med school using Samsung's Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Now, if you want more information about this tab specifically, or how I've been taking notes at med school, then please do go and watch the note-taking series, which will tell you all about how I take lecture PowerPoints and make them into notes and then transfer them into revision summary sheets. And having that beforehand will actually help you to revise, which is what I'll be talking about in this video. So if you are new to the channel and you don't know, I am a first year medical student at the University of Edinburgh, and I've been using the Tab S7 Plus pretty much every day to assist with my learning at med school. But I thought that actually revising is also a big part of any degree or any new subject that you're learning about, so it would be useful to make this video today. So if you're excited, drop this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more content coming very soon. So let's just get straight into the video, I guess. I want to talk about 3 things in this video that is going to help you revise, get motivated to revise, and hopefully get the good marks that you really want. So the first thing I'll be talking about is a study group. The second thing I'll be talking about is Anki Flashcards, and the third thing is other apps I use on the Tab S7 Plus to help with my revision. So without further ado, let's get on to it. So firstly, talking about the study group. Now, I'll be completely honest, when I first came into med school, I'd heard from seniors that having a study group is a great idea, great to make some friends and meet up and get motivated to revise and talk about subjects, but I was always a independent learner. I was never in favor of doing group tasks as much, I'll be honest. I just felt like my revision that I did independently was more likely to go into my brain. But one of my friends at the University of Edinburgh, also in first year, they decided that we should make a study group. And now there's 6 of us in the study group, and it's going really well. I've really been enjoying it. It's a great opportunity to make some revision materials. It's a great opportunity to teach different topics that maybe you weren't as confident on first time round when you learnt it. And the other thing is that it's important to look at topics from before. So what I mean by this is that, so right now it's week 17 of medical school. So on Friday's meeting, we are going to be looking at week 15 topics. And what we do is generally we have about 6 topics that we need to go through it, so it's quite nice that we just split it up and everyone goes through one topic. The meeting is on Fridays normally, and it's like a 2-hour meeting, and in that 2 hours we've gone through everything from week 15. And it's a really great opportunity to teach. I thoroughly believe that teaching is such a great learning opportunity as well. Teaching is not only passing your knowledge on to someone who doesn't know this stuff, but it also consolidates your own knowledge and your own thoughts in your own mind. So if anything, I thoroughly do recommend that you do some kind of teaching exercise to aid your learning. Whether that's at med school, great, it works, I can tell you that. But for any degree or any subject, if you're at high school, if you're a PhD student, I really do recommend that you do some sort of teaching, and a study group is a great way to socialize a little bit, which I need to do more of, so it's a great thing for me, and also in COVID time. So I just want to say that because this video is being filmed in the COVID-19 pandemic, it's really hard to go out and meet people as well. So I really would say that have some kind of virtual meeting that's kind of not like, it's not like you have to dress up, or it's not like you have to prepare anything like super like snazzy or anything. It's just like a chilled out, nice meeting of a group of friends, just going over some topics. And it's sometimes nice to ask questions with your peers, and it just helps everyone learn things and consolidate things a lot better. So that is my first tip, guys. I was originally against it, but I'm definitely for it now. Have a study group with some of your friends, and it will motivate you to revise. Now the next thing I want to talk about is Anki Flashcards. So it's very well known, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not very experienced with Anki yet. I have started to use it, and it's a great tool. So I'm going to go over what I know about it and if I think it's effective or not, and hopefully in the future I can come out with some better videos about Anki Flashcards, because it is a little bit tricky to get your head around. But what I would say is that there's something called passive revision and there's something called active revision. So passive revision is stuff like reading textbooks, reading notes, and that's something that you should do maybe if you've done the week's lectures on the weekend, go through and like skim through the notes that you have made throughout the week. Now, active revision is really what's going to get that information stuck in your head, and kind of what we need for exam purposes. So for that, doing questions is the best thing to go with, in my opinion. And I saw this in high school as well, and at med school as well. Questions, past paper questions are a really good way to go. But the problem with medical school is we don't really get massive question banks, or there's not really such thing as past paper questions as we got in high school. So that's where Anki comes in. It means that we can make our own cards, our own flashcards, our own questions suited to our course. Because obviously first year medicine in Edinburgh is different to first year medicine at Leeds, or first year medicine at Glasgow, or first year medicine all over the world. So for that reason, for what we are going to be tested on, it's important that you make your own question bank. And for that, I've been using Anki. So let's go on to Anki and see what I've done with it so far, and how I've been using the tab to make these flashcards. Okay, so let's just hop into Anki here and let me show you guys what it is. So this is the tablet version, so it's going to be called Anki Droid, and you can actually get Anki on your phone, tablet, and PC, which is a brilliant thing. So you know I'm a big lover of syncing notes and flashcards and all that good stuff, so Anki is great for that purpose. And as you can see here in Anki, I have got several decks that I've made. So I've got a deck on bone, cardiovascular, embryology, nervous system, pharmacology, and respiratory. And that's the kind of generic topics that we've covered so far, which is why I've made these decks, and I'll be adding to these decks as we go into more depth. So I'll just show you a quick example of a deck that I have made. So for example, the bone deck, as you can see, if I click it and I click study, then it's going to go, what does the physes, show answer, and then you can see I've added the answer there as well, and then you say good if you find that okay. So what this is that it tells you when to show this flashcard the next time you open the app. So if you say that you got it wrong and you don't really understand it, then it's going to say in less than 10 minutes it's going to show you again. Then if you say it was pretty hard but I got the answer, then in 9 days it's gonna pop this flashcard up again in your revision. If you say it was pretty good, then it's going to be in 1.2 months. And if you say this was really easy actually, then the next time it will show it is in 3.1 months. So the reason Anki is good is because it actually helps you to revise. It literally tells you what to revise and what not to revise based on how difficult you found it. So for example, going into the default column here, and if we click study, then it's going to give me a mixture of flashcards from different decks. And this way it's a good way to sort of spread out your revision over different topics and get the revision done. So it's good for sort of repetitive going over stuff. And again, with revision, the more times you go over it, the more questions you do on it, the better it's going to stick in your head. So for that purpose, Anki is really great. So the tab's actually been really useful for making the Anki flashcard. So as you can see here, I've got multi-screen mode open and it's really nice and big. And on one side I've got my Anki open, and on the other side I've got my notes open. And I just look at my notes, make the flashcards and put the answers on, and then I just press the tick at the top, and then that's that made. And then that's exactly how I make the flashcards. I think I've made all my flashcards on the tab, and it's been really easy, especially with the multi-screen function. So I guess in terms of Anki, it's great for making flashcards on sort of knowledge-based kind of learning stuff. But my issue with Anki is it's not so great for anatomy. Now, what I mean by this is that you can buy something called an inclusion pack for Anki, which allows you to add images, and then you can put labels on it that you can then test yourself on by removing the label, clicking on and off it, etc. And I have tried to use this feature, but for me it's just a bit glitchy, and the biggest issue with it is it takes ages to actually get diagrams, put the labels on, and do all that stuff. So making flashcards for anatomy is quite a big issue for me. So what do I do to fix that? Well, in terms of other apps I've been using to aid my revision, so I've been using an app called Anatomy 21, more like Complete Anatomy 21, and this app gives you a 3D model of the human body. Essentially different parts of the human body. You can go and click on different labels, you can go and click on different arteries, etc., and you can go into the depth of each human body part. And as well as that, they've got actually radiological images as well, so you can see x-rays, MRIs, all of that good stuff, and as well as that, you can also see videos on treatments and conditions and procedures. So it is a fantastic app, and if you want more information about it, I do recommend that you go and watch my Complete Anatomy 21 review that I did recently. It's one of my favourite videos, so please do go and watch it, and I will tell you everything you need to know about that app. So that is the other app I've been using for anatomy. Now, going back to the idea of flashcards, I have heard very good things about Netter's anatomy flashcards, and a few of my friends have actually bought them, but I've not bought them yet. So if any of you guys have used any anatomy flashcards, or if, as I say, I'm still learning. So this is only my first year. Some things work, some things don't work, and I'm still experimenting. So if you guys, I know there's a few like really good doctors and seniors of mine that watch these videos, if you guys have any tips for me on how to revise anatomy specifically, that'd be really great, because especially in COVID times, all the labs are closed, so we've only seen a real cadaveric image, cadaveric body in front of us maybe twice or thrice. So it's not been the best for anatomy teaching, because anatomy is all about holding things in your hand, feeling, and seeing where everything actually lies. Because diagrams are great, I mean, yeah, red goes to this, green goes to this, but they're not great for actual real life practice. So I guess that's kind of one of the challenges I've been coming across in my first year so far, but hopefully once COVID has eased down a bit, I'll be able to do some more day in the life vlogs as well, and take you to this anatomy school and all that good stuff. So that is going to be the end of the video, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed seeing kind of how I revise a little bit, I guess, and hopefully you can use some of these tips that I've given you, and if you have any tips for me, leave them in the comments, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.